let me ask you a question. We always talk about this on this show. People seem to like it a lot. You skate a lot. You fucking rip. You just learned slappies, aggressive slappies, slappy
Thanks,
switch
man.
crooks.
Yeah.
What is your board setup? Let's break this down.
Oh, I like that you asked because it's kind of interesting. We've had this original Baker shape. Back in the day when Baker first started in the year 2000, this shape was the same shape that Reynolds rode, Ellington rode. At the time, it was the widest board. It was long before the 8 1/4s, 8 1/2s, all that.
Mm-hmm.
This shape was like a 8.19, something like that, like 8.20 or something. And the shape was called C47. And when we got the first Baker boards made, it was sick. I was riding the same shape that Andrew was riding. It seemed big at the time, but throughout the fucking years, it's weird. It's like a weird theory that they changed the name of the shape a long time ago. They changed it to a B1. And so it was always a B1. And then it ended up being like the second skinniest shape. You know, there was like a B7, which was like 8 inches. But it's weird. Like it said on top of it, like 8.19 on the board. Like that's how big it is. But at one point, Shane Gumbo had measured it with like a ruler and found out like it's 8 inches. It's literally 8 inches. And we're like, what the fuck? So I've been riding it 8-inch board. Like that's weird. Like, because I thought the B7 was an 8-inch board. You know, it said 8.0 on it. So I'm like, wow, I wonder. So is that not even 8 inches? Is the B7 even skinnier than that? Which probably is. But there's a theory behind it, which is like throughout the years. I mean, it's been 20 years that Baker's been around making boards, but the press, I don't know, something about it gets like slimmed down or something like throughout the years, or the more that they trace it or it like shaves off or something. I don't know.
The master template you're saying?
I mean, I guess so. Like
That's possible.
I never even thought of that.
Or they could have measured with like a flexible tape measure from the bottom. Because if you measure from the surface area to the bottom, or you can measure across on the top,
You get a
one's
different
maybe
result.
a different result.
maybe, but I mean, for a fact though, it felt skinnier.
Yeah.
Like it just started
No,
feeling
I
skinny.
can totally see that happening though with the template shrinking.
Yeah, exactly. Super weird. So anyway, I rode that B1 for 20 years, basically. I never switched shapes or nothing. I just rode that same shape. I didn't jump on the 8 1/4s or anything.
Right.
And now it's like, it's funny because people clown me. They're like, God damn, what are you riding? Like a 7 1/2 or something? You know?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I mean, shit, this used to be big. Fuck.
Right.
But anyway, so with the whole theory like coming into light about it getting skinnier, Andrew somehow like got a hold of like the original template or made a new one or something, but they just started making them again, and they called the C47 now the original name, and it's literally like it's what I've been missing the last like 10 years or whatever. It's like that little fucking 1/8 of an inch or something where it's like so much more solid, like, oh, everything's fun, you know, like way more fun skating now. So I ride that C47 shape. It's like 8.19 Baker board. And also a new change is I switched from independent trucks to venture trucks. And also, I don't know what's up with that, but I had heard that the independent formula is like a little different now. I've heard it's like not as solid, and it kind of seems that way. Like it feels like it's lost its weight or something. Me, I like a heavy truck.
Oh, you do?
I don't like a hollow.
Oh, you're not getting the hollows.
Truck.
Oh.
No, I want, like I might have mentioned before, but I have a lot of mob, when I do flip tricks and shit.
Okay.
And I need to weigh it down. Like I don't got, I don't like just like, jump around like flicking like Rodrigo or like these guys and shit. So I need a heavy truck, to weigh the mob down, so the ventures are seeming really solid these days.
Did it mess up your tricks though? Switching the trucks because you're switching a whole new thing.
No, yeah, it felt good.
It felt good.
It felt like it felt like how like the indies used to feel.
Sometimes those changes are good though. You know, you change and you're like,
Yeah.
oh wow, this works good for me. You know, you skate something for 20 plus years.
Oh yeah, yeah. To me, it was almost like changing back though. You know, it was like, oh, this is what I've missed the last 10 years. All these little adjustments with these products that you're unaware of. You know, you kind of like you question it. You're like, yeah, like this shit ain't working like it did before. But yeah, I feel like I got these heavy or like solid ventures now. With the nice wider Baker board. I ride the Shake Jump Night Train bearings. It's a new Shake Jump bearing Night Train. It's the newest technology.
Okay.
Very good. Yeah, and I got dummy wheels.
Dummy wheels, gotta have the dummies.
What size wheel do you ride?
I ride 52 for the last 2 years.
52s.
I did ride 51 for years, but 52 now.
Bumped it up a millimeter.
Why did you bump it up?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a good question, but it's like it becomes a 51 just after
Yeah.
you know a little bit of time. So
Right.
Yeah.
and then I guess like also if you're like traveling too, it's better to have just a little bit bigger wheels with all the crunchy terrain that you know you're about to see.
Yeah. Are you?
Right.
Do you?
You go outside of California. Sorry. You go outside of California, everything's crunchy.
Right.
You know,
right.
it's like
Well, you got the Shake Junk.
millimeter.
You got the Shake Junk grip tape.
Definitely, always Shake Junk.
You got the big logo Shake Junk, or you got the?
I like the big logo.
You got the big logo. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
The Murdy grip.
Yeah. I'm riding the Murdy grip now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Murdy's got his own grip. It's still available. You can get that while you can. Go to your local shop, get that Murdy grip. It's got his paw prints on it and shit.
I love
Murdy
it.
Shake Junk grip. But check it out. But before the Murdy grip though, I was riding some very like fucking fancy grip tape that Shake Jump made. So many people were afraid of it, but it was called the Magic Carpet Grip.
I remember
And
that.
It was like green
Yeah.
and it was amazing. It like sparkled and shit. And it brought so much joy to anybody like walking by that even didn't even skate, like kids with their parents, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, like look at his grip tape." Like it's sparkling, and like there'd be so many people like, yeah, you could probably get like mad chicks actually riding this grip tape.
Oh.
Chicks would actually be like, "Oh my god, like what is that grip tape?" You know, like it's sparkling. It's like wow,
Is it the ruby red
mesmerizing.
Yeah. It's
And so I rode the shit out of that grip for about 2 years, and then they finally stopped making it because it just people were not like really buying it like other grip tape. People are just scared to death of some sparkly grip tape. It's like,
yeah. I remember that. I remember that grip tape. Yeah.
But it was
I thought
so
it was a
clean.
cool idea.
It was so clean, man. Like the people that, I don't mean to like diss anybody that doesn't want to ride the sparkly grip, but it's almost like, I mean, shit, if you don't, it's not in you then, you know, like you're not on that level of crispiness. Like, go ahead, ride your black grip or whatever. This is some clean, crispy, like Houston wet paint, candy paint shit, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, I love that grip, but since that's gone right now,
Back to the
get that
Murdy grip.
Get that Murdy grip, yeah.
Well, let me
Get
ask
that
you a
Murdy grip.
question. Do you have a filmer board? Do you swap out?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I
Oh.
got the filmer setup. Yeah.
So what's
filmer
what's
setup.
your filmer setup?
Oh yeah, man. Baker actually makes sick filmer boards, really sick with the wheel wells sliced out already.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, you never know if you're filming like bombing a hill or you got to sway around. That's gonna help you a little bit. So and it's a sick wide board, so you know I can be pushing, focusing on the the skater, filming them, and not worry about my foot like slipping off the board or something.
Right.
Nice, wide, amazing shaped Baker cruiser board. And I got some dummy soft wheels. And
What
some
size?
they're 56s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're actually they're white, so they look like real wheels. So if you happen to come across a skate trick that you could film, you could actually do it on this board, and it won't look like you're riding like a cruiser, like funny color board. It's like it almost would look like a real board or something.
Right. And do you take care of your cruiser board, your filmer board, or do you just kind of throw it in the trunk and just kind of let it be?
It's dirty.
Oh, it's dirty. Okay.
It's dirty. Yeah, it's sometimes tail skid a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this like I don't know soda spilled on the grip tape, and
That's what I kind of feel like filmers don't take care of. Like they just like that's their filming board, and There's no reason to take care
It's in
of
the
it,
trenches,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
You gotta,
Yeah.
you let it go.
Did you take care of your
Yeah,
foam
exactly.
board? Did you?
Oh yeah.
Cleaned the bearings?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Gotta make it-
Damn.
It's got to perform for me.
Yeah, that's true. You got to keep up with them. You got to have the good bearings on it for sure.
When you go on trips, do you bring one board and swap out the wheels, or do you just bring two different boards?
What I like to do on trips, because you got to consolidate for the flights.
Yeah.
What I like to do is I strap 2 decks, at least 2 decks. Like basically, I'll have, for example, I'll have my my street set up, and I'll have like a deck like on top of that, and I strap that to my backpack. So I got the board with the extra deck, and then once I get to the destination, I got my filmer trucks and wheels and riser pads. They're already detached, like in the backpack.
Okay.
So what I'll do once I get to the hotel, like take out the filmer trucks and wheels, put them on that extra deck that you brought. So then you got, boom, the 2 completes already set up. But the only sacrifice is you're going to be riding an actual street deck and not the cruiser shape.
Oh, so
On-
you
on
don't
a
bring
court.
the old
Exactly.
cruiser deck.
Exactly. That's the only compromise while traveling, or at least on a flight. You'll ride the actual street board with the cruiser trucks and wheels and riser pads, which is actually like almost as good.
Yeah, but why don't you bring the cruiser board? Why don't you just disassemble it and pop you just don't want to travel
Because
with the old board?
Yeah, and it just takes up that space.
More
like you want, like if you're bringing a board, you might as well bring a board you can do tricks on.
Yeah.
Of course.
True.
Yeah.
Dude, do you guys ever trip on this? When you guys go on trips, like, go in the airport, some airports trip out on you having your board in, bringing it in.
All the time, it's always coming home. They always trip. Like Mexico, even Bali, those 2 places, they're like, no. I'm like, all right, here, fucking take it. I'm going back home.
Right,
Get a new setup or whatever. But whenever you leave Cali, it's always like, no question. Yeah.
It's so
Thankfully.
weird.
Thank God it's like that though, so you could actually bring your setup to
Yeah, at least
international.
you can get it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would always just disassemble. I would just always bring boards disassembled. Like I didn't want to deal with that and setting. I just set up a board when I get there.
Yeah, if they want me to check it in, I just tighten down the wheels so that way it wouldn't just roll off the fucking conveyor belt or anything like
Yeah, I
that.
feel like they just have their. But it's so weird though because people are bringing skis and surfboards and all kinds of shit. They're worried about a little skateboard.
Chris,
Everybody uses a weapon.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I disassembled my board completely last time I traveled in February, right before the virus came. I was on a trip in Mexico City, and on the way home, I try to like prepare for that, just like you. I'm like, oh, I'll just completely disassemble this, and they grab my trucks out of my backpack, and it's like, no.
What?
Really?
Yeah, like you could like stab a pilot's temple with the axle of your trucks.
Oh my
Dude.
I mean, if you really wanted to, I guess. But the only way to avoid that is disassemble everything and put it in the check-in.
No, that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I always
Perfect,
put in
yeah.
my check-in. Yeah.
Dude.
That's right.
Because when I'm carrying stuff on, I just want my essentials. I want my little iPod, I want my phone, I want my computer. I don't want all that like skate gear. Put it in the belly of the plane.
You still don't have an iPod, do you, Chris?
Yeah, I got the iPod, the shuffle, the little shuffle.
one.
Remember the little shuffle?
No way.
No.
Can't see what's
Actually, I do have that at home. I don't use it, but I have
that's tight,
I have the original iPhone at home, and I have the shuffle and the iPod, the one with the little
Scroll wheel?
the scroll
Hold on,
wheel.
that one.
Yeah,
Like a fat one or skinny one?
fat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
First generation.
Dude,
First generation.
Click wheel.
Click
good
wheel.
job, man. That's
Held on to
sick.
those.
You should have it.
Yeah,
Damn, that's
Vintage.
rad.
vintage. I almost want to try my iPhone 1 and see if it, the silverback, see if it works.
Oh my God, that's rad. Like
might work better.
2001 or something, right?
Was that 2001? Something like that,
I
huh?
don't know.
I think it was 2005.
Yeah, it's got to be after I was in high school.
2005,
That was
2006.
2003.
Something like
That's
that.
crazy.
Wow. What are you sipping on, dog?
The white
Dude,
wine?
I got some Pinot Grigio white wine for the summertime. Yeah. Usually red wine or beer, but yeah, the summertime brings the white wine.
I love it, man.
Gotta do rosé.
Thanks. Oh yeah, okay. Pink wine. I'll do that.
Rosé all day.
Pink wine.